Hey, hello, and welcome to this second part. Wait, no, that's the third part. Welcome to a part of this little series where I explore Japan. In this video, we arrived in Kyoto. As you may have noticed if you've been following me for quite some times, I'm not much of a crowd person, neither is my friend. So the next morning we woke up at 5:30 to head to Kiyomizu-dera, sorry about the pronunciation. It's a huge temple built over the mountain flank. I'm sorry that my camera is not the best for filming, but you can imagine in your mind eye how amazing and breathtaking a sunrise over the sleepy city and an old temple bathed in red maple tree must have felt. After breathing in the peaceful whisper of the wind in the branches and the bubbling giggle of the water in the garden, we headed out of the temple and lost ourselves once more in the little narrow traditional streets. As they slowly woke up, there was a crazy line in front of the... What is that cafe with a mermaid? The cafe with the mermaid that there is all over the world. There was a queue in front of it before it opened. That's so silly, there was so many cool places to go. Anyway, that's not the point. We walked around for a bit and then sat at the park to have breakfasts. So up north, that's a big lie. We didn't went north. Why do I say north? So up west we went. We actually went through Arashiyama and further away, all the way to Mount Takao. It's a mount, as the name says, that shelters a bunch of temples and shrines. We've been told by people there that if we had been there 2 weeks before, we would have fallen into crowd because the foliage were at their peaks. But when we got there, I think we may have seen maybe 5 people. It was very peaceful. After passing through closed seasonal booths and empty parking lots, we reached the first shrine, which was Saimyoji. At that point, I was still quite too shy to ask too many questions, but from what I understood, the temple is dedicated to a kind of flower princess goddess linked to Azalea. This is where, for the first time, I asked for a gauchwin. Basically, gauchwin are kind of seals from the temple and shrine. They can be purchased by the pilgrim in each shrine they visit. They will feature the name of the temple and some words of their belief or worship, as well as the dates and one or several stamps. I totally cried while the lady was making the gauchwin. To my defense, I was still very freshly burned out and completely overwhelmed by everything I was feeling and discovering, and also amazed by how free and peaceful this mountain made me feel. At this point in the trip, it came to my attention that Japan is full of stairs. I had noticed before, but at that point I was like, okay, it's just everywhere. This country is a country of stairs. Super cool stairs, but you better be ready because you're going to climb a lot of stairs. We had to go up and down so many stairs to go from the first shrine to the second place that was actually a temple. Shrine is for Shinto place of worship, and temple is usually for Buddhist place of worship, so you know the difference. We finally made it to the second temple we were visiting that day, which was Jingoji. That one is actually pretty famous. Most people who go to Mount Takao will go to visit Jingoji. It's pretty big. In that temple, there was a place that was not exactly a cliffside, but nearly, and you could get there and buy little plates made of like ceramic before it's cooked, and you could just throw them away like frisbees into the valley down there, and it's supposedly helping you to get rid of bad karma. So of course we had to do it, and I was so not prepared to how these little plates flew off like UFOs. It was amazing. And what was even more amazing was that it was a very sunny day, so the view was amazing. It was cold, but with the sun it was very pleasant. That little place where you could buy the plate, they were also selling tiny souvenirs, and you could have like a warm drink and some snacks. So we asked the lady there if we could also eat our lunch. I took a matcha and a little sweets. That's very traditional in most temples. You can have a matcha and a tiny sweets. And my friend took something I forgot the name of. That's basically like when you make sake, you use rice, and before the sake turns into actual sake, you have a kind of liquidy thingy with rice and sugar, and basically you serve that warm. There is a tiny bit of alcohol in there already, but not that much. And I completely forgot the name, but I know she's watching this video at some point, so she will comment down and you will have the name of that. But maybe you know the name of that, I don't know. God, I'm rambling so much in this video. So after we had lunch and visited and threw our karma away at the end of the world, we went all the way back down the stairs along the river, and we started a hike from Mount Takao to nearly all the way back to Arashiyama. It was super peaceful. I don't know if you are a Ghibli movie fan, but I am, and it felt so much like being lost into Princess Mononoke's forests. It was amazing. The hike we were following was found by my friend, and there was an option of making a little detour to go all the way up to a small shrine and then back to the main path. And it was kind of amazing because basically it looked like some landslide had been through that place. There was a bunch of buildings that had been half destroyed by it, and a lot of trees that were completely destroyed, and so we had to make our way underneath broken trees and electrical poles and stuff like that. At the end of the hike, you end up on that red bridge, and the river is like 10 meters down. And when you cross through, you end up in a tunnel that's exactly feeling like in Kyoto. We made it to the station in the middle of nowhere as the night was falling, so it was very atmospheric. And we were actually very happy to reach the station because we were starting to get very tired. So we hopped in the train all the way back to Arashiyama station. We went to have some food, some dinner. And after having our energy replenish, we went for another night walk. And we went through the kimono forest that's kind of known in one of Arashiyama station. And then we kept walking through all the way to the bamboo forests, and we went through that in the dark, and I was a bit spooked, if I'm honest. The rain was going on and off that day, so we decided to take it slow. Well, the fact that we decided to go for brunch in the morning and were quite filled may have influenced our decision to take it slow as well, because we were very sleepy from the food coma. So we wandered through shops. seeing this at the combini, so I thought I would try it. I don't know what this is. It's... the texture is strange. It tastes like cream. I feel like I'm eating cream. Not bad. Tu gardes tes 10 préférés dans ta poche. Dear Lord, I'm not made for voiceover. Wait, where am I? Oh no! I need to stop this. Ah, there it is.